All right, welcome to another installment of the Fragments of Silicon reviews. Four vids, three reviews, one impressions this week. First game up is Discolored. A lonely roadside diner in the middle of the desert. The locals say it's lost all its color. You are sent to investigate. Discolored is a strange and surreal puzzle adventure taking place over 2 or so hours in a single desolate location. Your mission: restore the color to this once vibrant world. What caused the colors to disappear? How can they be brought back? As you explore, you'll solve an array of inventive puzzles and uncover a selection of clues, leading you to discover the deeper secrets of this strange place at the end of an abandoned highway.
I
Yes,
think
I
I
think
played this game on the Super Nintendo, but it involved troll dolls.
uh I'm you mean stone protectors?
Yes, I think so. Anyway, there was a trolls video. I make this joke whenever there's a game about literally restoring color to things.
Oh, I don't know. When I hear a premise like that, I think Rainbow Bright.
Yeah, but I
Uh,
don't think Rainbow Bright had a Super Nintendo game.
no, she didn't. At least not to my knowledge. Like, um, anyway, putting that conversation aside, that is a pretty good descriptor of what this game is. It's a first-person puzzle adventure game. Um, really. And you can play it like a point-and-click adventure game from the '90s. In that you can see the 360 degrees of freedom, but it also gives you the option to go scene to scene like it was something out of Mist if you want to do that for whatever reason. Um, doesn't really affect anything. It's just it's there. Um, but yeah, your job is to restore color to the world. Um, yeah, thankfully, it's not as involved as some of these plot lines are, where you have to get all seven colors of the rainbow, um, even though that's no longer accurate. Um, it's a whole thing, um, but the rainbow is now only considered to have six colors because scientists decided that indigo wasn't distinct enough anymore. Like, but that's neither here nor there. Um, no, this is operating on the principle of RGB. You've got red, blue, and green. Um, and yeah, your ultimate goal here is to um, find the appropriate prisms and plug them into the appropriate holes. Like, and also you've got that 3D viewfinder, which helps in puzzles as well. Um, yeah, Petty, you won't be able to do anything here until you see the blue. You see the blue rectangle here. That's an indicator that you have to activate the blue section, the blue prism, and that actually brings me to a point I was wondering while I was playing the game, and that is, you might notice this world is very grayscale, um, which is something a fair amount of colorblind people will see just all the time, everywhere. Um, and there are also other kinds of color blindness, red, green blindness, and so on and so forth. And so I'm not exactly sure how how colorblind people are supposed to play this game, um, because you notice that that blue rectangle, that's an indicator that you've got to do something with the blue prism. Um, That's actually a clue. And there are other puzzle indicators like that. So, bit of a concern there. Honestly, it's something. If the dev ever answers his mail, we can ask him. Anyway, honestly, outside of the particular gimmick, using colors to manipulate the world and such, it's a pretty standard adventure game, if I'm being honest. Definitely more on the logical side of things. At least I found it to be the case. Also, if you get stuck, at least in the full game, there's a hint system, which I will admit this game does have a problem with conveyance at times and directionality, but I find those to be very typical adventure game problems. I.e., you reach a point where you go, okay, so what do I do, and where do I do it? Yeah, I won't lie, that happened a few times here. It was less trying to solve puzzles and more, okay, where do I go?
That's definitely my problem here.
Yeah. Well, go to the menu to see if there is.
I don't have any type of hint thing on here.
Yeah, I was just wondering because you're playing the demo. I'm trying to remember. I know the television puzzle that's much later, and the ticket there, that's actually a color puzzle. You won't be able to do anything with that until you restore some of the colors. That one in particular is green. Oh, right. You have to get the item from the well.
From the well?
Yes. The well by the diner. You got to turn the crank.
Honestly, first few times I walked by this thing, that crank didn't even light up.
No, I didn't have a problem with it, but like I said, puzzles are more like that, but you will get, more surreal puzzles like the television puzzle. Yeah, you need the grappling hook.
I need to bring it with me, or do I need to put it on something and send it back down the well?
I think you need to get the bucket, which if I'm remembering correctly, is on the other side of the diner. I said, admittedly, I did play this game about a week ago, and the time that it took isn't a lie. This game will only last you about 2 to 3 hours at most. Yeah, and send it back down. Like I said, this puzzle here, that's very typical puzzle game stuff. And if I'm remembering, I'm trying to remember what it was for. Oh, right. You've got to use that on the ivy.
Yeah, I was about to say there was a plant up here.
Yeah. And that... Yeah. And that gives you the picture, which you got to use at the cash register. If I remember correctly, you got to use that directly with the cash register. And that'll provide you with the... Yeah. And now we're getting to the more idiosyncratic elements of the adventure game here.
And now I have the color green.
Yeah, and see, you can see various things are the color green. And like I said, I'm not exactly sure.
Oh, hey, it's wallpaper that color that kills you.
And then I have a thing with numbers on it.
Yes. That's for something later. Let's see. Anyway,
And some of the portraits now have art on them.
yeah. I'm trying, trying to remember the individual beats.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think you ever go through the doors. I'm trying to remember where the pull is, because that's what you need next. And you need to put the grappling hook on the pole. Yeah. That's for a puzzle. That's for a puzzle later. Yeah. There's also maybe some slight. Oh right, you got to turn. I think there's the green lever on the other side of the well. Like, no.
You mean the other side of the diner?
No. You gotta get the. I think you gotta get the crank and you gotta put it into the other side of the well.
The crank does not come off.
It was something along those lines. Like, because you saw there's a hole on the left side where another crank goes. Ugh.
Yeah.
Anyway, what this all sums up to is it's a solid adventure game. Short, but solid. Interesting gimmick, but honestly, it does feel like the dress rehearsal for its sequel, which I haven't played yet, but I know is a much bigger and grander game, and it's kind of reflected in the price. And that's a good a segue as any to talk about the price of Discolored 1 here. As the game clocks in at $7.99, $8. Honestly, I don't think the game's quite long enough to warrant $8. It probably should have came at the $5 mark. Yeah, see, ultimately you need.
There was a bar above the ivy.
There we go. Yeah, you and no. You got to put the grappling hook on it. And then you use that to open up the attic.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway, I'd say wait for a sale on this one, especially since I guess outside of finding all the achievements, which I didn't, I got about 12 of them. There's no collectibles. There's no extras. Basically, there's nothing for you after the game's done. It's not bad. I'm just saying there's even for an adventure game, a severe lack of replay value. You're gonna want to you got to grab the moon. You were almost there. Anyway, anything you guys want to add to the conversation?
Not that I can think of.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
All right. So yeah, I think that'll about do it for Discolored here. Be sure to tune in after the break, as Petty Fan will be giving his impressions to Star Metal Crusaders.